Hi, I'm Rocky Maxwell, the mental model, and I'm on my way to the library to print off my script for tomorrow's last acting class. Like, can you guys believe it's been 7 weeks already? My 7 week acting class is coming to an end. And when I think back to the very first week, which I think is my second YouTube video, to now, it's just crazy the way like my confidence in front of the camera and my comfortability has just like completely gotten so much better. Um, and every week I'm like, okay, this was the hardest week so far. And the next week I'm like, no, this is the hardest week so far. No, this, which like makes sense because it's a class. So it progresses in difficulty, obviously. But this final week is officially the hardest week so far because we have to learn a 2 page script. The longest script I've ever had to learn in my life. I thought last week was the longest. We had to learn like 2 scripts that were like 5 lines. So that so far was the hardest, but this is officially the hardest because 2 pages to memorize. I'm like, ugh. So anyways, I'm going to print it off. So far, I've been writing. Like I'm a very visual learner, even when I was in college and stuff. So like when I look, like when he emails the script, I stare at it and then like try to memorize it. And like when we're filming and in class, I'm like thinking of the script. Sorry, there's the subway. Hopefully you can hear me. Subway incoming. Um, so whenever I'm like going and doing the scenes, I'm like envisioning the script in my mind. So that helps me. And then I write it down. So like writing, looking at a script, like staring at it, and then repeating it over and over and over, and then writing my lines helps. And then like, usually I'm like take the pages that I wrote to class, but because this is 2 pages, I'm just gonna go print it off because this is like too much to write. So I'm so nervous, and then I'm just gonna have the sheet to reference to while we're in class. Like, um, if I can't remember it, but I want to try to do. And that's another thing that I've realized, like as I've taken this class, because I've never acted before. Like I've been in tons of TV shows, but I've never had lines. They've always been non-speaking and background roles. So in class, I'm like so caught up of wanting to be a perfectionist and like wanting to remember every single word correctly on the page, like, and then like, but because of that, I'm not as present in the scene, and so the acting coach is like, yes, remember memorizing your lines is important. Like when you show up to set, you don't want to be that person who they have to keep shooting or going on overtime because you don't have your lines memorized. But also, like while you're learning, be in the moment as well. Like it does not have to be 100% be in the scene. So like if you can't remember your lines, still keep going. Like keep going. So finding that balance of like trying to be a perfectionist and then also just like not letting having and wanting to know every single word verbatim like get me back, like hold me back from doing well in the scene. But anyways, last week was my favorite week so far, like of the whole um the whole series, the whole class, the whole course, whatever. Oh, look at the ghost. I know I love Halloween. Last week was so amazing. He did a like a part of the class where everyone had to go around and tell every person in the class like their favorite thing about them for this whole class, like what they loved about their performances, whatever. And so I was like, oh god, this is my deepest fear. I had to listen to like 11 people compliment me. I was like, oh my god, everybody stop. And then we had to say something that we wanted to work on. And what I wanted to work on was finding the balance, like I said, between um, being in the moment of the scene and then also like learning how to memorize lines. And I've also realized like I need help, like a strategy of memorizing lines. Because like this is unit 1. And there's 4 units. Like, you start at level 1, and then level 2, level 3, level 4. And it's only going to get harder from here, because I'm like, this very last class of level 1 is the hardest one so far I've had to do, because I have to learn 2 pages. Well, level 2, we'd have to learn, like, we would be starting with 2 pages. Okay, then maybe ending with, who knows, like 8. Like, I don't know, whole scenes. And then level 3, level 4. Like, so it's only going to get more difficult. And the client who purchased this course for me, is because we're shooting these short films, and we shot the first bit last year, which was non-speaking, but because it's like a film that's narrated over, like there's a narrator who's talking over the movie. But she said these next ones that we're doing are gonna have script, which is why she got this class for me, so I could be better at lines. So anyway, she's like, is there a level 2? Like, let me know, I'll do that too. And I'm like, I'm scared. Oh, look at this spooky. Spooky. But yeah, I'm like I said, not letting my anxiety. I've gotten so much better with my anxiety too. I'm just like leaning into it. Yeah, I'm scared. And as I learned from everybody in my class, everybody's nervous. Okay, professional whole ass actors can be nervous. So it is what it is. I'm doing what I can. But I'm gonna hit this library and print off the script, because shout out to libraries, okay? Support your local library. You get like the first, I don't know, 10 pages free or something. Can't remember, but it'd be free. So anyways, I am going there, so let's go. Okay, we got it. See how incredibly easy and fast that was? That's why you could just go to your libraries, guys. But here, wait, let me see. I'll show you more when I get home, but today is going to be all about memorizing this, because tomorrow I have stuff I have to do all day until class. Class is at 6:30. And I'm not done with my brand job tomorrow until 5:30. And I'm gonna have to Uber straight to class from there. So usually on my days of class, I am practicing all day, but I won't be able to do that tomorrow. So I'm practicing all day today. Anyway, first I'm gonna go on a nice little walk, because it's so nice out and it's feeling like fall. And I will get back with you guys when I get home. Okay, I'm home now. I took my walk, and then I ate some food, and then now I want to take a nap, which is what I'm about to do. But I have my my lines here as well. So I'm like, have you heard people used to say sleep with your I remember in college they said sleep with your notes under your pillow, because then it will get seared into your brain. I wish that worked. So I'm just about to my role is Dr. Albers. That's the role I picked. And I'm just going to read my lines over and over and over again out loud into myself until I start to memorize them. That's pretty much how I study. So it's 2 pages. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. But like, some are paragraphs. Like this first one. Normally when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail, a Haldol cocktail, and send them to detox. But she started convulsing, and I knew right away this was different. Like, and that's another thing. We're talking about like doctor lingo. Like, when you get these doctor roles, you need to know like all these fucking fancy names.
Normally when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail and send them to detox. But she started convulsing, and I knew right away this was different. Normally when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail. Normally when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail and send them to detox. But she started convulsing, and I knew this one was different. Normally, when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol talk. Like, that's what I do, basically. I just read it, and then I repeat it over and over and over. All right. Normally, when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail and send them to detox. But she started convulsing. I knew right away this is different. Normally, when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail and send them to detox. But when she started convulsing, I knew this was different. I knew right away this was different. Okay, you see? Like, the line says I knew right away this was different. But I want to say, but I knew this was different. And I would be so mad when I didn't say, but I knew right away this was different. And then the class is like, no. Just say, if you miss a word, it's freaking fine. Like, and then Voight says, we got some blah, blah, blah. And then not only what's hard, too, about, like, because I've never had to do this before. This is my first time experiencing acting, is that, like, then you have, like, the other people in the scene, too. So it's like, Voight is this other person, and then Antonio has to talk. And then so, like, when you're doing the scene in class, you say your line, and then you're like, and then the other person says her line, or the other person says her line, and you have to know, like, when to come back. And, you know, usually when, you know, I've learned about what readers are. So, like, for actors, if they were to have to do a script for a casting or an audition, you would have a reader, so someone who would be reading the other person's lines, like, behind the camera, so you can't see them, and then you say your lines. Or our acting coach taught us about Line Reader. It's in my notes app, I can't remember it, but it's an app where you can record the other lines, like the ones that aren't yours, and then when you have castings or you want to practice, you can time it so, like, those lines will play out loud in place of the ones on the script, and then you can say yours, and then those lines will play, and then you say yours. So it helps you, like, if you don't have a reader. Like I said, like y'all know, I've been a model my whole life, so I'm not ever reading lines. And as I have gotten older, like I have since I've been in Chicago, because in New York I was mainly just all fashion and print, runway, whatever. Since I've been in Chicago, I've had a lot more commercial experience, because commercial market here is just like so much, I don't know, I feel like bigger. And like, and mind you too, guys, commercial's so much more money. Like, I've made so much more money living in Chicago now as a commercial model than like high fashion model. High fashion's great when you're younger, great exposure, whatever. But like, if you want longevity and stability, commercial money is where it's at. So I've had a lot more experience now with some lines when I've had castings, but I've never had to learn a line for a job or anything. So this is all new and great, but you guys, I'm tired. It's like 6. I think it's 6 o'clock now, and like, I just want to take a nap. I'm gonna have to be up tomorrow at 8, which I know is not early. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna be laying here. Hi, Tootie. It's my cat. Say hi. You wanna help me do my lines, baby? Okay, you can be Voight. Okay, that can be your lines. Normally when cops drag screamers in here, we give them a Haldol cocktail and send them to detox. But when she started convulsing, I knew right away this was different. Ah! I remembered it. Now just like 6 more paragraph lines to go. But yeah, so that's how I study. That's how I've learned to study and remember my lines. That's how I studied in college. This is pretty much what I would do to remember shit for like tests and stuff, or make it into a song. But lines are too hard to make into a song. But yeah, you guys, it's the last day tomorrow. I'm gonna I bought a big bag of like Halloween candy, because yeah, I know I love October. I'll bring it to class tomorrow for everybody. Making some candy, and yeah, I'm gonna miss them. And let's see if I do level 2. I'm scared, but what an experience, guys. Oh, just to watch the videos leading up to this last class on my YouTube, the journey, the progression, the learning, it's been great. But anyways, guys, bye, and I'll see you next time.